Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Thursday, November the 6th. Thursday night, you know what that means? Time for some football. Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Cleveland Browns. I figured what I'll do is I'll do the whole game prop and I'll do the first half prop for you monthly players. The whole game prop is Cleveland touchdowns plus field goals or the tie versus Cincinnati winning margin. First half prop is which quarterback will throw a touchdown first in the first half? Brian Hoyer or neither throws a touchdown versus Andy Dalton. Well, we're going to check the line. We'll keep this in mind as we go throughout this entire breakdown. The line is Cincinnati at minus 6.5. Very fair line. Very pretty much predictable what we would think. Now, we know these Thursday night games have sort of gotten out of hand sometimes. There's been a lot of overs. The unders only covered twice entire season. And there's also been some blowouts. So we've got to keep that in the back of our mind as we break down these numbers. Now, let's break down the first half prop because it's really going to only be for monthly players, as you'll see as we go through the numbers. Now, Cincinnati, while they're 18th in the league in passing yards allowed per game, they're actually 4th in the league in passing yards per attempt. So, while their numbers, they've allowed some yardage through the air, their numbers per attempt is actually pretty good. Cleveland, very similar. 21st in the league, passing yards per game, but 10th in the league in passing yards per attempt. So basically, both defenses are top 10 teams in yards per attempt. Cincinnati only allowed 10 touchdowns through the air for the entire year. That's second in the league. Cleveland only allowed 12 through the air. That's fourth in the league. So neither defense through the air really allows a lot of touchdowns. But on the flip side, when we're talking about running the ball, both defenses are equally terrible. They both allow 4.8 yards per rush, and Cincinnati's 30th in the league versus the rush, while Cleveland's 31st. So for me, that's steering me a little bit more toward Brian Hoyer because he has the neither option. Now, while Cincinnati has gotten A.J. Green back, who scored a touchdown last week, and Mohamed Sanu sort of blossomed on his own in A.J. Green's absence, I'm leaning toward neither because both defenses have a really good passing defense and a terrible rush defense. I think you're going to see a lot of yardage eaten up on the ground with Jeremy Hill, who's filling in for injured Gio Bernard. Bernard will not play in this game. Other injury notes we should mention: Leon Hall out for cornerback for Cincinnati. Vontaze Burfict out as linebacker. But that's sort of canceled out because Cleveland's also missing their star tight end, Jordan Cameron. So for me, I'm going to take Hoyer mainly because of the neither option. This really could be a coin flip. I could see Sanu or A.J. Green hitting a long one and punching it in. But I really think both, with these short weeks, we've seen a lot of the games get out of hand. I think they're both going to sort of focus on the ground, controlling the clock, and eating up yardage that way. So for the first half prop for the monthlies, it's basically a coin flip, but I lean toward Hoyer because of the neither option. As far as the whole game goes, we're looking at Cleveland's touchdowns and field goals of the tie versus Cincinnati's winning margin. As I mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, 6.5 points is the spread for Cincinnati. That's pretty fair, and we have seen a lot of these Thursday night games get out of hand. As far as scores for their year, Cleveland hasn't scored more than 6 scores the entire year. 5, 5, and 2 on the road. And at home, they scored 5, 3, 5, and 5. So they haven't even crossed 6, much less 6.5. However, in Cleveland's games this year, 5 of them have been decided by a touchdown or less, while 3 of them have been a touchdown or more. I'm leaning towards Cincinnati with the winning margin. They didn't really impress me last week versus Jacksonville. They did win by 10, but that was only after intercepting a touchdown late in the end zone. So that easily could have been a 3-point game. Cleveland, meanwhile, really sort of sticking around in every single game. But one thing we should note is Cleveland, over the last couple times, have gone to Cincinnati, and it's been at least a touchdown. Last year it was even greater than a touchdown, their margin of defeat. So when they go to Cincinnati, they don't really keep it as close as the against the spread. One other note between these two teams, 11-2-1 for the underdog last 14 games. So that's a little bit pointing toward Cleveland. One other note, at Cincinnati, their last 14 games, 13-0-1. Now that's just straight up. That's not against the spread. I think Cincinnati gets it done with the winning margin, but I'm not very confident. I wouldn't go with either of these props with a big streak. Again, for the first half prop, I'd lean toward Hoyer because he has the neither option. And for the full game prop, maybe Cincinnati gets enough. It's hard to predict with these Thursday night games. We've only had 2 Thursday night games so far for the entire year that have been within a touchdown. All the other ones we've had, 40-point blowouts, 50-point blowouts, just annihilations. And I don't think with these division rivals this one gets to that point because Cleveland is a much improved team this year. But I think Cincinnati does just enough to get it done. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Street Talk.